welcome to episode 93,
Woo!
the official podcast of the All the Books show.
Yeah, that's
what
it.
I just...
No, you're right. Yeah, I threw you off with my woo.
Yeah.
The official podcast of the David A. Howe Public Library.
We're the All the Books show.
Yeah.
The official podcast. Right.
Yeah.
Of the David A. Howe Public Library. But you know what? We're going rogue.
Yeah.
I don't think we should be official today.
Unofficial.
Next
Wow.
week, sure.
But this week.
Episode 93,
Wow.
Maverick
Okay.
episode.
Sure. Yeah, Maverick episode.
All
I
right.
love it. I
Yeah.
love it. Pew, pew.
Yeah. Actually, we better go back to being the official.
Yeah, I
label.
didn't like the uncertainty of
Yeah,
that.
it was
We were
scary.
really dangling out
Yeah.
there.
Our
Anyway,
funding fell through
it did.
so
Instantly.
fast.
Yeah, the numbers dropped.
Yeah. Actually, this would be a good time to mention we don't have any funding.
Oh, yeah.
So,
That's true.
yeah.
Good point. Good point.
But you know what? That's because this is a free program of your local library. And
So I think what Eric's trying to say is,
Yeah.
you're welcome.
you're welcome.
Perfect. I
Yeah.
love it. Anyway, he's Eric Mickles. I'm Nick Gunning.
Yeah.
Today, we're talking about everybody's favorite superheroine, Wonder Woman.
Nice. I might have said She-Hulk.
You think that's America's favorite?
Well, I mean,
It may be
my
yours.
favorite
Yeah.
superheroine is
Yeah.
She-Hulk and Huntress.
Yeah.
Huntress as well from the
Don't
Batman universe.
don't let Linda Carter hear you say these things.
Okay, Storm. Actually, most characters from the X-Men. So Rogue,
Yeah.
Storm, Kitty Pryde, Jean Grey when
Okay.
she's in her Phoenix mode.
All right.
Emma Frost,
Now, as-
Psylocke,
As
Jubilee,
listeners, sure. As
Wolfsbane,
listeners may recall,
Husk.
we did a Batman episode and a Superman episode back when Batman v Superman
Yes.
started. And listeners said, please don't do more comic book only episodes.
Yeah.
But we're going to do it anyway. So
Yeah.
today we're going to be talking about Wonder Woman, joined by a special guest, friend of Eric, wife of me.
Right.
Hilary Gunning is going to be joining us a
Oh
little
my
later
gosh,
to
finally.
talk all
About
things Wonder
time.
Woman. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
93 episodes.
Yeah, I know.
90 Oh,
I know. She's like Norm's wife from Cheers. You never
right.
see her,
Sure.
but you always talk about her. But
Yeah.
she'll be here today. Proof
Okay.
that she's real.
I like Marrow from the X-Men.
Oh, we're still talking about. Okay.
Dust
Okay.
from the X-Men. She's
All right.
cool.
Well, bottle some of this and save it for later. Let's dig in. What have you been reading?
What have I been reading? We're already on Bookmark?
Yeah.
I felt like I barely got through my list of female X-Men
Yeah,
characters that I
yeah.
think are so cool.
Yeah, you barely got through the intro. I don't know what happened. You
All
derailed.
right. Last, to start off on comic books.
Okay.
For the past 2 weeks, I forgot to mention that I read Marvel's Civil War 2.
Oh.
That's Civil War Deuce.
Yeah. Yeah, the second one.
It's twice as many Civil War.
Sure, yeah.
So it was very bad.
Okay, so it's
So,
like the three
yeah.
men and the little lady of the comic book world, right?
Yeah.
Sequel to
Look,
the beloved
the
classes.
first Civil
Yeah.
War was not a smart story.
No, I didn't like it.
But I liked it.
Okay. Me too.
And it was good, and I
Yeah.
still recommend it. It's
Yeah.
just, it's over the top.
Okay.
But that's because it was Mark Millar.
Yeah.
And his world, when he's writing, is just over the
High
top.
stakes.
Yes.
High stakes, baby.
High stakes, over the top, like lines that only work if the artist draws a very specific panel, and
Yeah.
everything else, is just kind of like that. When you think about it, you're like, that's kind of dumb, but it's entertaining.
Yeah.
This was non-entertaining. They were trying to be very. It was kind of like Minority Report with superheroes.
I love Minority Report.
Yeah, you think it would be good, but a lot of the characters just acted very dumb so they can
No.
fight.
Well.
And for fans of Captain Marvel, I would suggest not reading this because you will
Interesting.
come away not liking her because
Okay.
she takes the opposing view.
Okay.
The view that seems less easy to defend.
Okay.
But she's like very stubborn about it.
Interesting.
And she's not relatable in this. It's just considering they have a movie coming out and they're grooming this character now
Yeah.
to be like known and recognized. Seems like a bad choice. It was a bad read.
Hillary can talk about this when she gets here because she's constantly frustrated with Captain Marvel, just like trying to read that series. She says each volume is like its own, like, and now this thing is happening and she's part of it rather
Right.
than just being a linear story. So
Yeah.
I don't know what they're doing either. But luckily, we're not talking about Captain Marvel.
Monet,
We're going to talk about Wonder Woman.
Siren.
Oh, were you doing
Those
this?
are other X-Men characters.
How do you-
Domino.
Hey, listen, how do you mute a mic? Just tell me.
I've
it's
got
just
that over
for-
here.
You have it.
Yeah, sorry.
That's
All
a
right, so
real
I read
flaw.
A Case for Consciousness. No, A Case for Conscience.
Okay.
By James Blish. This one has taken me a while because it started good and then
Yeah.
it just kind of slowed down. And it ended poorly. I
Yeah.
did not like it. I found it actually kind of boring. It was supposed to be dealing with the fact that a Jesuit priest is trying to come to terms with the fact that they found a planet that seems to be void of sin.
Oh.
So he's like, how does this?
Wow.
So then he votes to make the planet quarantine because he sees it almost as like if there's no sin on this planet, then it must be of the devil. Because
Odd choice.
if there is no sin, but it isn't the devil,
I see.
then the Jesuit faith.
Oh, okay.
The Catholicism just explodes.
This is not a book that would have piqued my interest. I'm curious, why did you pick this book up?
It's on the Hugo list.
Okay.
But like I was like, okay, so this could be fun.
Okay.
It was not fun.
Oh.
I was bored by it.
So you were not going to be recommending Case for Conscience?
No, I would not recommend A Case for Conscience.
Okay.
Case for Conscience.
Okay.
Can I spoil the end?
I think
end,
so. Listeners, if you don't want to hear, just skip ahead.
The Pope recommends that why don't you just exorcise it then?
Oh.
Instead of just...
you mean like excommunicate?
No, like an exorcist performing exorcism on the planet.
Oh.
And they do, but at the same time there's a mining operation, and the planet explodes. And the question is, did the planet explode because of the mining operation?
Or because
of the exorcism?
That sounds stupid.
All the lead up... Like, I like that kind of... Like, when it's just so big and ridiculous. Like, whoa!
I don't like
but
this
the
at
lead
all.
up was just so boring. And, like, what I just told you is not really the focus either. It's more about this alien... Because they take a baby to Earth.
Okay.
And raise it. And it's trouble and causes problems. It's kind of like another version of Stranger in a Strange Land. It's like, alien comes to Earth, sees problems with Earth, gets everybody riled up. But it was just very unfocused.
Weird. Do we have this in our collection? I know we have some of these vintage sci-fis.
I don't know.
Okay.
This is in my
one
personal collection.
Okay. All right. Anything else on the old list?
Yeah. I like the idea that if in this world, if they decided to do an exorcism on a planet, it just blows up.
It just blows up, sure, yeah.
That's big and ridiculous and would make me laugh, and I like that.
Yeah.
I read This Is Where It Ends, which is by Marique Niecamp. Anyway. Niche Camp.
Oh, okay. All right.
Niche Camp.
Oh, okay.
Look, it's a very depressing book. It's about a school shooting. It's told through minute by minute in real time, switching between the four teens that are at the school at the time. So one of them is out during their running practice. Two are friends, and they're in the auditorium that's locked because that's where the shooter is. And one is told from one of the girl's brothers as he was in the halls causing trouble, and then this happened, so he's trying to... It's just very depressing because it's just a teenager killing other teenagers and teachers. It's a very depressing book.
Does it have a good message? Is it...
I don't know. I think it tries to humanize the shooter, and I don't think it does it successfully because it's very cliche. The kid just talks about how he doesn't want to be alone, and everyone ignored him and everything, and his family
you
left
think
him.
even for the intended age, it's too shallow?
Maybe not. I mean... It's the dialogue is where it just doesn't, like, as he's saying it, like when you say that, like, yeah, the kid's lonely and there's deeper issues there, obviously, but the dialogue for him it's rough in a way that you're like, oh, that's cheesy.
So would you recommend it?
Yeah, because I mean, it does just bring to light how terrible. I mean, books are about stepping in the shoes of other people.
Yeah.
This is something other people experience on a more than regular basis. This is where it ends.
Yeah. Okay. And we do have this in our collection.
Yeah. It was really popular. Okay. It was on the New York Times bestsellers list for a while.
I don't remember anything like it coming out. So yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't actually have it. We didn't have it in our collection until I saw it on the Times list, and then I got it and it kept checking out. Oh. So I was like, I better read this. I did not want to.
Yeah. I remember. Yeah.
Let's see. Right now, I'm reading the Tyrannosaur Chronicles. It's the subtitle is The Biology of the Tyrant Dinosaurs. I'm learning a heck of a lot about Tyrannosauruses, man. So by David Hone.
Okay.
So it's the first adult non-illustrated encyclopedia dinosaur book that I've read in a long, long time. Wow. So it's cool. I'm learning it's not just as simple as are dinosaurs warm or cold-blooded.
There are dinosaur facts that you have to learn.
Sometimes.
Wow. You're going to be unstoppable. Like, literally, I won't be able to stop you from telling me dinosaur facts.
And I'm reading Exit West by Mohsin Hamid.
Yeah, I saw that. What is that? Where did that come from?
We've talked about this. Was on our new releases, and then it was on the New York Times bestsellers list. It's the story about refugees who escape from the Middle East, but it's also a world where you can escape through doors, and the doors take you to other places.
Interesting.
Like other doors.
So do we have this here? Did you just pick it up?
This is our...
Okay.
This is on our...
adult, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we have this in our collection.
The cover looked familiar to me. I remember now that you say what it is.
Because I read the title Exit West. You did a Snagglepuss impression, and then I was like, this is about refugees escaping.
Snagglepuss didn't seem
appropriate.
So appropriate at the time. I guess I missed the part about them traveling through doors.
That
wasn't
I like that. In what we read, or I didn't read the whole summary, and then this was in that description.
It's like a Bear Country situation where the initial reading makes you think it's a totally different book.
Bear Town.
Bear
Country is going to be the sequel.
Yeah.
Bear Town has finally
Bear
exceeded its own limitation.
Where the Berenstain Bears live. So that's
so far it's good. The writing in it is kind of, I don't want to say flowery. It's all run-on sentences.
Yeah.
Like every paragraph is just one run-on sentence. So he's like, as she said goodbye to the man she called father, she knew she wouldn't see him again, and he accepted her goodbye. This woman he now called daughter.
This is tiring.
But like that's all. There was no periods. It's all just commas. Mm-hmm. It's all just one sentence.
Okay.
So
weird.
That's what I'm reading.
Well, you win because I don't have anything like heavy or interesting to discuss.
Do you want me to lend you the Tyrannosaur Chronicles?
I really don't. No.
Hold on. Did you know?
Oh.
You don't care. Okay, it's fine.
I have read. I read 3 graphics in preparation for this podcast. I read Wonder Woman Year One by Greg Rucka.
Why?
I read Wonder Girl by Jay Torres.
That wasn't in prep for this.
It was a couple years ago. And I read True Amazon by Jill Thompson.
Okay.
Do you remember that came out?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, we talked about it back then. Hilary and I have very different opinions on that one, so it'll be interesting to hear what she has to say about it. But I'm currently reading still.
What if you guys end up arguing so much you fall in love?
We are in love. We've been married for 10 years now.
Yeah, but it'd be nice if there was love in that marriage.
Okay, I think you're misunderstanding. I'm currently reading still Beatles Lyrics by Hunter Davies. I'm really digging this book.
Yeah.
Hunter Davies is like a contemporary, so he kind of like palled around with him a little bit. So it's not. I read that one, A Hard Day's Right, which is a lot more like
in depth.
Yeah, and this is more like conversational, and here's what was going on when this was written. And in a lot of cases, he has the handwritten like original lyrics, and those are just fascinating to look at. Okay. Sometimes it blows my mind. Like last night, I was reading about Rubber Soul, and I also read the section about Yesterday, and there it is, just like the handwritten like Paul McCartney sitting down and just like writing out Yesterday. It just blows my mind to think about somebody just doing that. You know what I mean? Something that's so well known and just like it's ingrained in all of our minds. So just one day somebody just sat down on a scrap of paper and was like, Yesterday, all my troubles seem so far away. It just blows my mind. It's a really interesting book. I really like seeing the handwritten lyrics. Yeah. Sometimes there are whole different verses that they cut, they didn't do. Sometimes, like one, I think it was I Feel Fine, had the lyrics, and then on the bottom he'd started writing If I Fell or something like that. It's just crossed out. So it's weird. It's just so dynamic to like see those actually happening. Anyway, so I'm really enjoying the book. I think it's definitely for a Beatles fan.
It sounds like it's
just anyone, but
your Tyrannosaurus Chronicles.
You're right.
Because I had the same thing when I read a paragraph about how the T-Rex, as the ages went on, the species snout got thinner and thinner, so its binocular vision would be more exact.
Same kind of thing.
And have
So
it's just kind of crazy to think about a dinosaur.
Should we hug?
Yeah. Okay.
Get over here. Come on. All right. Anyway,
what if the song Yesterday is about dinosaurs?
It is.
Oh.
Go on. And scene. No, that's it. That's it. That's what I'm telling you.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a
big.
I know. I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry.
It's fine.
Well,
I know. We switched places.
We did.
Today I had like 5 books to talk about in detail, and you're just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like Beatles lyrics.
Yep.
No. So
I sounded just like
you're liking this. Like if somebody was like, I want a book about Beatles lyrics.
Yeah.
Are you giving them Hard Day's Right, or are you giving them this?
Well, Hard Day's Right is not about lyrics necessarily. It's about like, who wrote that specific song and like, what part Paul did, what part John did, blah, blah, blah. That's a lot more like, you would use that more as a reference book. You would be like, what is this song about? And then you'd look it up and find out. This one, like I said, is much more conversational. So it kind of depends on what you want. If you want sort of a fly on the wall, like, more personal account of here's what's going on, then I would say go for Beatles lyrics. Okay. If you want to be like, what does She Came Through the Bathroom Window mean, then get A Hard Day's Right.
Okay.
So
nice.
But both are great.
Okay.
And they're different enough that, I like having both of them.
I don't think I know a single...
Thanks for asking, pal.
No problem. But I don't think I know a single Beatles song.
All the way through? Or just you can't list one?
I couldn't name one.
That's stupid. That's not true. All right.
What if every week I played this character who just... This is... Every time you say it, it would be my first time hearing about the Beatles.
That'd be kind of funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe
I
next
like that.
All right, well,
I like that.
Maybe next time.
You'd be like those people who don't have a TV and just bring like, I don't know.
I don't
watch.
Yeah.
Who is that?
Who are the Beatles?
The Price is what?
Oh, jeez.
Anyway, let's talk about...
Advance notices.
Yeah. Book news. Woo! Tried a little falsetto. Did you like it? Did it work?
It sounded like DuckTales, though. Like, book news.
Woo! I love it. Yep.
Yeah.
Not
right, local news or sports news, it's book news. Woo! Okay.
So these are books that are coming out in July.
Yeah.
Similar, that's the same time that our new album is coming out, where
That's true, yeah.
we cover DuckTales.
Yeah, all the songs are DuckTales.
Yeah, you should hear our take on Tailspin, though. That's pretty good. Oh, yeah. Alexandra Cooper fans, are you out there?
Not weather or the stock market, it's book news.
Yeah.
Woo! Okay, stop.
Linda Fairstein fans coming out with Alexandra Cooper number 19. The book is called The Dead Fall.
Alexander Cooper scene.
I love it. Oh, yeah, Hamilton. This is coming out July 25th, so mark your calendars. Hunting a killer within New York's urban jungle becomes the biggest case of Alexandra Cooper's career, and New York Times bestselling author Lisa Fairstein's latest unput-downable thriller. Odd choice with the unput-downable.
Yeah, I have things that are unput-downable.
Yeah, but I wouldn't have used that word.
Yeah. Like a hot potato?
Awkward. No, you do want to put that down. It'll burn your hands, man.
Oh.
Is that why your hands are always red and puffy?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I thought, like, the longer you held a hot potato, the better the potato was.
No.
Oh my gosh.
No.
Okay.
It just burns layers of skin
All
off.
right, well then, like a grenade, I guess. Is
hey,
what
you know what's gonna cheer you up?
What?
First, this book, then the tagline.
Okay.
Then the author.
Okay.
Okay. Dark Rites is the title. The tagline, The Witches. They are real. The author,
Roald Dahl.
Heather Graham.
Oh, nice.
The author.
Yeah.
Not the actress.
Oh, right.
Yeah, the author, Heather Graham.
That's fine.
Yeah. I don't know how she writes all these books and stars in The Spy Who Shagged Me. I don't know how she does it.
Well, you only have to do a couple of months of filming and then you're done.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
It's not like she still has to film the sequel to Austin Powers.
You're right.
International Man of Mystery.
Yeah, whatever happened to her?
Heather Graham?
Yeah.
I think...
She doesn't come back in Goldmember.
No, yeah.
Oh, well. Dark Rites, Crew of Hunters number 22. A series of bizarre assaults is mystifying Boston police. An unknown attacker is viciously beating random strangers and leaving a note quoting an old warning about witchcraft. Are you in? Do you like it?
Witchcraft.
It's kind of a creepy cover.
It's spooky craft. I don't know the song.
I've never read Heather Graham. Surprisingly, she gets a lot, like our large print Heather Graham tend to go like crazy.
She's been writing for a while.
She has. Yeah, I mean, this is book 22, so...
Yeah.
You know.
She started writing in the early 90s.
Yeah.
And parents at that time were reading Heather Graham.
Yeah.
Their eyesight is gone, man.
Grandparents now reading it. Okay.
Someday, we'll be the grandparents.
Now, this next book by Iris Johansson is called Look Behind You!
Huh?
No response.
What?
Nothing.
The
book is called Look Behind You!
What?
No,
okay.
I just thought... When I said...
Right.
It's fine.
All right.
Anyway, Iris Johansson's Look Behind You.
What?
Oh! No, it's the title of the book.
Oh my gosh.
This is book number 5 in her Kendra Michaels series.
Oh my gosh.
Not Kendra Michaels. No, this is not about your wife.
Yeah.
No, it's not about your wife.
Sure. Okay.
A serial killer is loose in San Diego.
Oh, Kendra hates that.
Kendra Michaels? Or are you talking about your wife, Kendra Michaels?
Yeah, she hates it. She hates serial killers.
Which one are you talking about, though?
Yeah.
On the count of 3, you say who you're talking about.
Okay.
I say who I'm talking about.
Right.
1, 2, 3.
Kendra.
Kendra Michaels. You didn't say the last name.
Right.
Okay, so you know we're talking about 2 different people.
Correct.
Your wife is not...
Go on. Describe the book. I'm fine.
Your wife is not tracking serial killers in San Diego. She's in Andover teaching music to children.
All right.
Okay. Serial killer is on the loose in San Diego, and he has a most unusual M.O. With each kill, he leaves behind objects with unclear meanings. Most of the recent killings are centered near Kendra Michaels' home and office. So
wait a second.
No.
That's where I live.
No. No, you're getting it wrong again. It's a similar name, so I understand why it's
Hold
happening.
on, I have to call my dogs.
No. Kendra Michaels' home and office, so it comes as no great surprise when FBI shows up at her door. Mm-hmm. So that never happened to you. Different lady.
Why?
Kendra Michaels.
We work different hours.
Anyway, They must risk everything to defeat a psychopath whose terrifying plan is years in the making. I'm not a big Iris Johansen fan.
Yeah.
I've not read the Kendra Michaels series.
Yeah, listen, a big reason I have to read these books is because I ask her not to talk about her work at the dinner table because it's just so gruesome.
Okay, but this is not...
So I ask her to write it down.
Okay.
And obviously, yeah.
Okay. Let's jump to large print. Not Heather Graham, unfortunately. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Coming out in large print, this is a new cozy mystery series.
I'll be the
large
judge of
print
that.
and or cozy mystery fans. A Sherlock Holmes bookshop mystery.
Okay.
Elementary, she read. Bookshop mystery number 1. Gemma Doyle, a transplanted Englishwoman, has returned to a quaint town of West London
Spell
on
that
Cape
first
Cod.
name?
Gemma.
So it's a Gemma.
Gemma.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's one of the characters from Trial and Error.
Interesting. Great Uncle Arthur's Sherlock Holmes bookshop and emporium. The shop located at, care to guess the address? 222 Baker Street.
Fine.
Specializes in the Holmes canon and pastiche and is also home of Moriarty the cat. When Emma finds a rare and potentially valuable magazine containing the first Sherlock Holmes story hidden in the bookshop, she and her friend Jane, who runs the adjoining Mrs. Hudson tea room, set off to find the owner, only to stumble upon his dead body.
Listen.
Fans of Sherlock Holmes will delight in the sleuthing duo of Gemma and Jane. In Elementary, she read the clever and captivating series debut by nationally best-selling author Vicky Delaney.
Listen.
Yes.
So.
Okay.
The Rescue Rangers, Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers,
I know
did
them
this
well.
story.
They did?
Mine is the murder.
Okay.
So no one cares.
Okay.
Because they already did one where, who's the one with which one? Chip.
Chip.
Chip's
got the hat. He's the Indiana Jones style.
Okay, so Chip.
Dale's got the Magnum PI Hawaiian shirt.
Okay. He
Gadget's,
is a big fan.
Gadget's the
I
lady
know who
mouse.
Gadget
Okay,
is,
right.
thank you.
Oh, your first childhood crush, probably.
No.
Oh my gosh. Don't sit here and tell me you weren't in love with Gadget from Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers.
No, she's a mouse.
Liar.
She's a mouse.
Liar. All right, go on and tell your story, you liar.
Nothing. It was just an episode where they also have to find the missing book, the first
Sherlock Holmes?
Sherlock Holmes story. But I mean, it's a Sherlock Holmes analogy kind of thing.
It's like a Sherlock rat.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I haven't seen it, but I love Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers.
Also,
we cover their song
young
on our
adult
new album.
book is about a female duo in the vein, or literally Sherlock Holmes.
Sherlock Holmes has been all the rage lately.
Yeah.
There's been so many. Like right now, there's a book, Mrs. Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, we've got
which is
the Holmes and Stoker series.
Yeah.
We've got the what are they called? The First Days in August. I can't remember.
I'm not a big Sherlock Holmes fan.
I'm wondering if Sherlock Holmes is going to be the new YA fairy tale.
I guess it's kind of funny too because it seems like Sherlock, the BBC show, is kind of like past its peak.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I guess it's like a second wave of Sherlock love.
A Study in Charlotte. It's a Charlotte Holmes.
That's funny. A Study in Charlotte's a clever title.
It's okay. Thanks.
Like A Study in Scarlet.
Yeah.
Okay.
The first book is called The Last of August.
I don't like that.
Okay.
Just telling you.
Well, it's about the teen descendants of Sherlock Holmes and John Watson. So Jamie Watson and
Sherlock Holmes and Watson had children together.
I guess so.
Is that what?
Yeah, it'd be an adoption kind of situation probably
All right.
back then. But Jamie Watson has always been intrigued by Sherlock Holmes. After all, their great-great-great-grandfathers are one of the most infamous pairs in history.
Infamous.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe just famous.
Yeah.
I mean, they're good guys.
The Holmes family has always been odd, and Charlotte is no exception.
Yeah.
So she inherited Sherlock's volatility
Okay.
and some of his vices. You mean like
meth?
Yeah, opium. When Jamie and Charlotte end up on the same Connecticut boarding school, Charlotte makes it clear she's not looking for friends.
Uh-oh.
So
Yeah. So we have this book?
we have both these books.
Wow.
A Study in Charlotte and The Last of August.
Study in Charlotte.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's talk New York Times bestsellers, my friend. What's coming up? You want to do nonfiction first?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I mean, let's do it.
Let's do it to it.
So this is the nonfiction hardcover of on the New York Times bestsellers list. We got number 10, Coach Wooden and Me. Oh, I guess it's Coach Wooden.
Coach Wooden.
Yeah.
Wooden is not a third part of this
So
triad.
this is the life-changing 50-year friendship
Hi,
that
I'm
began
Wooden.
during Abdul-Jabbar's student days at UCLA.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar?
Yeah. The American Spirit at number 9 is a collection of speeches by Pulitzer Prize-winning historians focused on American values. Oh, no, thank you. Sorry.
I love that new character you invented.
Yeah. I guess it's guy trying to impersonate.
I guess, yeah.
Dumb and Dumber's Jim Carrey. Number 8, democracy. The former Secretary of State argues that the promotion of democracy should shape an American's foreign policies.
Condoleezza Rice, we're talking about?
Hardcover nonfiction is getting awfully political.
Is that Condoleezza Rice?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is Condoleezza Rice.
Okay.
Number 7, Shattered, an examination of Hillary Clinton's presidential campaign.
Ouch.
6,
Too soon, Eric.
Killers of the Flower Moon.
What?
The story of a murder spree in 1920s Oklahoma that targeted Osage Indians whose lands contained oil. The fledgling FBI intervened inefficiently.
Huh. That sounds
Number
interesting.
5, Poppy by David Ortiz.
Poppies will put them to sleep.
No, Poppy. P-A-P-I.
Oh,
like
okay.
Big Poppy.
Not like the flower.
Looking back on 14 years with the Red Sox. 14 years.
Okay.
Wow, that is a long time.
It is.
Number 4, Hillbilly Elegy. Oh, this has been here forever. It's been here for 43 weeks, really. Yale.
43 weeks?
Yeah.
Wow. It's a good
Yale
run.
Law School student graduate looks at the struggles of America white working class through his own childhood. Number 3, The Vanishing American Adult. No kidding. The Nebraska senator's advice on how to raise resilient, responsible children. Boy, everybody has an opinion.
Yeah.
Number 2,
It takes a
Option
village.
B. Sandberg's experience after her husband's sudden death and Grant's psychological research combined to provide insight on facing adversity and building resilience. I always call it Plan B.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Anyway. Astrophysics for People in a Hurry by Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Hey.
It's a straightforward,
Dr.
easy to
Bison.
understand introduction to the universe.
Stephen Hawkins beat you to it.
Neil deGrasse Tyson was in a Superman comic.
Was he?
Yeah.
Huh. He was also in a Little Critter book.
Yeah,
by
there's
Trip to the
something
Science Museum.
because he's in
Dr. Bison.
Neil deGrasse Tyson has a cameo in Batman v Superman.
He does?
Yeah, he's talking about at the beginning when they're
Yes,
showing all the
okay,
news
yes,
things.
I remember.
But before that, he put on his Twitter, he's like, I actually met Superman before. Real nice guy.
Yeah.
And it's just him like pointing to Superman where Krypton would be. So. Now we've got hardcover fiction. These are new books.
Oh, wait, so what was Neil deGrasse was number 1?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Guy's a popular man.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah.
He makes science fun.
Yeah.
He's the new Bill Nye without all the extra hate.
Yeah. Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
Bill Nye the Science Guy, I would not want to sit next to him on a plane.
No.
Let me tell you. I miss the good old days when he was just a silent, scientific man hanging out with Doc Brown in the Back to the Future cartoon.
Oh, yeah. I liked it, too, when he was just
Yeah.
doing his show. He's like, the sun is big. Really big.
Yeah.
Bigger than big. Hugely, bigly, big.
I like Bill Nye. I mean, I liked Bill Nye. Old school Bill Nye.
You can fit this many planets. And then he would pull down a lever, and all
Yeah.
the tennis balls would fall down until it just fills up a whole room.
Yeah.
And he's like, that's how many Earths would fit in the sun.
You know what? He started off as Doc Brown's assistant in Back to the Future the animated series, and now he's kind of like a scientifically minded Biff.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, take that, Bill Nye, the
Yeah.
science jerk.
Butthead.
All right, so hardcover fiction on the
Okay.
New York Times bestsellers list this week.
I'm ready.
Number 10, Full Wolf Moon. I want to say Full Moon Fever,
Yeah.
but that's a Tom Petty album.
Oh,
One of
okay.
his best. One of my favorites.
Wow.
It's great.
You got that little side commentary for free.
But this is by Lincoln Child.
Okay.
So,
Just Lincoln Child? Not Douglas Preston and Lincoln Child?
no, it's just Lincoln Child.
Ooh.
I'm sorry. It's Lincoln's Child.
Oh,
no,
I
it
see.
is
I
Lincoln
see.
Child. Could
see.
hikers in the Adirondacks have been killed by werewolves? Oh! Would Lincoln Child write something that actually has werewolves, or are they just like killers perpetrating themselves as
No, I
werewolves?
think it's probably werewolves.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you are a believer. I'm a skeptic.
I
though.
want to believe.
Yeah. All right. Number 9, Against All Odds by Danielle Steele. Number 8, Golden Prey by John Sanford. A majestic deer is a type of golden prey.
A golden prey. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
I guess like if you
A lot of fights over the golden fleece in that Wonder Girl that I read.
Okay, sure. Something in fleece.
Yeah.
In a golden fleece, that'd
Yeah.
be golden prey.
Oh, that'd be so toasty warm.
If you're hunting kangaroo, they
Yeah.
kind of have like a golden hue about them.
A lot of kangaroos in Wonder Woman Earth 1.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not.
I guess I just don't understand why. there'd be that
Silver
many-
Age Wonder Woman had a pet kangaroo, and that was just one of the things that they brought back. Has a little tiara. I'm not making it up.
I don't understand.
She had a pet kangaroo. I don't know what else to tell
Why
you.
did she have one though? How would she get it?
I don't know.
Themyscira is nowhere near
Look,
Australia.
I don't know why she that kangaroo got its own book series.
This is like the 40s and 50s then.
No, the current one. There was like a junior
No,
book.
but I'm saying originally when this Wonder
yeah.
Wonder-Roo.
Yeah.
Was that his name? Wonder-Roo?
No, I can't remember its name.
Was it like...
I think
Dennis
I found it.
the Wonder...
Jumpa.
You have the option to call something Wonder-Roo, and you pick Jumpa.
Jumpa.
All right, number 7, Wendy's Button Box by Stephen King and Richard Shizma.
Wait, that's out?
Yes, it's new this week.
Oh. But where's our copy? I want to read it.
I don't know, man. King returns to Castle Rock, Maine, in the novella set in 1974. Number 6.
He wrote that with someone.
Yeah, I just told you.
But who was it?
It was Richard Shizma.
Oh. Okay.
I just said it.
Jeez.
New this week, Testimony by Scott Turow.
Yep. No, that's not new. We've talked about this.
Yeah, it's new this week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That was probably on my book news.
Okay.
Number 5, The Fix by David Baldacci. Hey, David Baldacci, I could use a fix over here with this co-host of mine.
Hey, come on now.
Oh, boy.
You're being a real Bill Nye.
Number 4, new this week, Same Beach next year.
I'll be there.
Nick?
Yeah,
You
totally.
bring the margaritas.
I will.
I'll bring the blankets and the books, I guess.
Okay.
We'll have a bunch of beach reads.
All right.
Hey, we could bring this book, Same Beach Next Year by Dorothy Benton Frank.
Okay. Hey, I just wanted to let you know, The Fastest Pet on Earth by J.E. Bright is the book about Wonder Woman's pet kangaroo.
Okay.
Jumpa. And also in that series, there's one called Swamp Thing versus the Zombie Pets.
Okay.
So I don't know if you want to get those for the collection. That'd be fine. It's up
Number
to you.
3,
Okay.
16th Seduction by James Patterson and Maxine Pietro.
Talk about it later.
All right. So, number 2, No Middle Name by Lee Child.
Oh.
This is the complete collection of Jack Reacher's stories. Yeah.
Reacher.
Yeah.
Middle initial? Nothing. He doesn't need one.
Yeah.
He doesn't need that. He doesn't need a house. He needs a clean pair of drawers, a toothbrush.
Seems like a really
That's
boring
it.
fact to be.
That he doesn't have a middle name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's his catchphrase. Like,
Yeah.
Jack Reacher, middle initial, no middle name.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Oh, it's you. We've heard about you, man.
How do you fill out your driver's license when they say middle name required?
So, like, your initials are just like 2 letters?
J.R.
Oh, my... I need to sit down, man.
It's not Jack Reed.
Sure.
That was so stupid.
Yeah.
Stupid.
But those guys are great.
It's the stupidest thing we've ever done.
Really, you wouldn't hang out with those guys?
I like how interested they are in it.
They'd be interested in anything.
They don't seem like guys who engage in much.
Yeah.
But they find out this guy doesn't have a middle name and they just can't handle it.
They seem like
So,
good listeners.
they do
Is
seem
the
like good
important
listeners.
thing. So, like,
Yeah.
if you told them you were a director
I
of a
think-
library, they'd be
right.
like,
Whoa, like, you're like the Steven Spielberg of libraries?
Like,
Any book you want, you can just, like,
It's
poof,
yours?
and it appears. Whoa, how does one obtain such a job,
Yeah.
if I may be so bold?
look, I'm realizing this is Bill and Ted.
Oh. Yeah. I may be so bold kind of pushed us into Bill and Ted.
That
territory.
was definitely
That
a
was the
Keanu
point of no
Reeves.
return. Yeah, that's all right. That's all right.
So,
Shake it off.
yeah. Okay. And number 1 on this new list.
What a great lead up to number 1.
Yeah,
We were
absolutely.
building suspense
yeah.
there.
Into the Water by
Whoa!
Paula Hawkins.
Yeah.
So, it's a psychological thriller by the author of Girl on the Train.
Girl on the Train.
Women are found drowned in a river in an English town.
Huh.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
So actually a little brighter than Girl on the Train.
I guess, yeah.
Brightening things
Yeah.
up a little bit. Good for you, Paula.
Whoa, way to harsh the vibe, man.
We definitely have this book, but good luck getting your hands on it. As Eric pointed out, I foolishly only ordered 1 copy. He made sure I knew.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks for keeping me honest, buddy.
Yeah.
It's like my Punisher comics, man. 1 to read, 1 to save. Papa's going to college in 20 years. That bag and board's never gonna open. So, like, no middle name. I just can't.
Eric, let me ask you this. Who do you think could make a hawk a dove or stop a war with love?
I just listed before this about 20 different female X-Men.
Okay, no, but that's not
So-
who we're talking about today, if you remember.
Okay.
You got check
my,
your notes.
My answer
your
then
notes.
would be Magic, Colossus'
no,
sister from the
okay.
X-Men.
Okay, I was too broad a question. I see
Okay,
that
yeah.
now. The answer is Wonder Woman.
Oh, yeah!
From the song, the Linda Carter song.
Linda Carter
From the
wrote
TV
that
show.
song?
She didn't write it,
Okay.
but she starred in it. Anyway,
How much would you
today-
pay for a
Ugh.
vinyl pressing of Linda Carter playing an acoustic version of the Wonder Woman theme?
Wonder Woman, there are Linda Carter music CDs, so she's got to cover it at some point, I
Oh,
would think.
I
Linda,
didn't know- I don't
Linda,
really-
if you're listening, please
Send that vinyl pressing
send it
in.
to us.
Yeah.
Anyway, today we're going to be talking about Wonder Woman, The new movie's coming out. I'm excited about Wonder Woman. Are you excited about Wonder Woman?
Yes.
Are you excited about the movie?
Yeah.
Good. Well,
I'm back in. I thought I wasn't in because Suicide Squad and Batman v Superman and Man of Steel and Dark Knight Rises and Green Lantern were so bad.
Yeah.
Not to mention the other ones I hadn't seen.
Yeah.
But I'm back in.
You're back in.
Yeah. You know what? I think some of the previews are making me remember the stuff I liked about the first Captain America movie.
Oh, yeah.
So, but this one has Wonder Woman in it.
Good times. Well, joining us today, her debut on the podcast, a special guest, as I mentioned earlier, good friend of Eric, wife of mine.
Right.
Hilary Gunning. Hilary, please say hello.
Hello.
I've talked about you a lot, and now you're here in person.
I'm here.
So up until this point, I said you'd been like Norm's wife on Cheers, where you never... but she's here for real.
Look,
So-
this is gross.
Yeah.
So stop being so lovey-dovey.
Look, we had your wife on to talk about Nicholas Sparks.
That's true,
okay,
yeah.
so don't give me any of your guff.
Okay.
All right, so let's dig in to Wonder Woman.
Okay.
I thought we would start by talking
She's made of
about-
clay.
Yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes.
Sometimes, sure.
Okay.
I thought we'd talk about when we first discovered the character of Wonder Woman. Mm-hmm. So how about I go first, since it was my idea, and I'm primed to answer the question.
Yeah.
Super Friends. All roads lead back to Super Friends. For me,
Oh, boy.
Hanna-Barbera Super Friends.
Yeah.
And Kenner had a superpowers line of action figures.
Okay.
And I had Superman, I had Batman, I had Robin. I desperately wanted the Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
And this is the first thing that I remember. I had a mason jar on the washing machine that I would put coins in.
Uh-huh.
And I filled that up, saving for that Wonder Woman.
He's still like this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
To this
Yeah,
day.
you
It's
got your
absolutely
mason jar.
true. And neither of you will be surprised
I'm
to
gonna
know
get that Cars 3 version of Lightning McQueen someday.
I still have that Wonder Woman action figure
I'm
from the
glad.
early
Where
1980s.
is it? Is it here?
So, no, are you kidding me?
Oh.
That thing's a solid gold collector's item.
All right.
If I still had the lasso, I could retire. So I don't have it.
Okay.
I don't have it. So that was me. I mean,
Yeah.
I loved the Super Friends. I loved that action figure. I watched the Linda Carter Wonder Woman show when it was in reruns on FX. Do you guys remember when FX was cool?
Oh, yeah.
When they
No,
showed
FX
like
is back.
no, but back in the day where it was like everything was live and they showed like Batman and Green Hornet, Wonder Woman. Batman, Wonder
So by
Woman back
cool,
to back.
you have a
I mean,
different gauge
retro
for
cool,
cool,
yeah.
okay.
Don't you remember that? Their whole thing was live TV, like all the intercuts were live.
That is not what I remember.
Oh, well,
I remember when they were like showing X-Files and being kind of
no, that's the later day.
hardcore.
All right. Anyway, that was me. What about you, Hillary?
What?
Yeah, I get
Ladies
All right.
first.
Hillary is wearing a Wonder Woman t-shirt
Yeah.
right now.
We didn't
She's
even-
more prepared.
We didn't even request that. It
I'm
just
wearing my
happened.
Wonder
Neither of
Woman
you is wearing a Wonder
swimsuit.
That's true.
So
You really
yeah,
like a Speedo?
no, like the full body,
Oh, the
but it's like a
full-
bathing suit.
That's for ladies.
And men.
Okay, sure. All right, Hillary. What do you remember?
I think honestly, it's been pretty recent that I've been like into Wonder Woman.
Okay.
Like I don't remember a time when I didn't know about Wonder Woman. Like
Okay.
she was always there, but
Did you watch the Linda Carter show ever?
no. Well, like I wasn't super into
Okay.
superheroes. I don't think until you came along.
Just X-Men.
Yeah, X-Men.
No crossover.
X-Men.
Yeah.
I think it was just X-Men. That was
Wow.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
All right.
recently I'm all like into. I've got keychains.
Boom Boom
Yes, you do. Okay.
is from X-Men.
Yeah.
You know, Warpath, I guess
Okay.
I should say.
This is Eric is really good at making a face like he's listening to me, but he's really thinking of other female X-Men.
Yeah.
So, Ara, what about you?
I can't remember ever watching anything with Wonder Woman in it, but I don't remember who it was. It might have been McDonald's. It might have been Burger King. They did a
Okay.
bunch of Looney Tunes that
Yes!
wore
I
superhero.
know what you're gonna say.
So Daffy Duck
Yeah.
dressed like Batman.
Yeah.
And Bugs Bunny dressed like
Superman.
Superman.
Of course.
There was a female rabbit who was not Lola Bunny from Space Jam.
Yeah.
Because this was before Space Jam. But there was a female or maybe it was a pig.
Yeah, it was Petunia Pig as Wonder Woman.
I guess I don't. Okay,
Yeah.
so Petunia
that.
Pig
Yeah.
wore Wonder Woman, and I had that,
Yeah.
and that might be it. And like, it's weird because as a kid, I don't know who Wonder Woman is, but I do know who Wonder Woman is.
Uh-huh.
You know, like
Okay.
I see that, and I'm like, this isn't just the pig.
Well, when was-
this is Wonder Woman.
So it was like Justice League, the animated series, like your first real, like, now I'm learning who Wonder
Yeah,
Woman
when
is?
the Justice League cartoon from the early aughts, I think it was like 2001 when it
Wow.
appeared, is the first time I watched anything. I mean, I had seen clips and like the intro for the Linda Carter Wonder
Okay.
Woman thing, and at that time I wouldn't have been reading any comics with her in it
Wow.
either. So it was the
Okay.
cartoon.
Yeah, see, I guess for me, she's always been, like, top tier, like Superman or
Yeah. Maybe I
whatever.
had seen her in video games before then, but
I used to go to like the quarter bins or the dime bins at the comic book store and get all the Silver Age Wonder Woman that I could find. So I have a ton of those.
I didn't start reading comics until 2000, and I didn't start buying single issues proper until like 2002, 2003. So
Hilary, I remember I think it must be like 70s Wonder Woman where Black Canary goes on Paradise Island.
I like it already.
And it like scans her, and the scanners are like, close enough. And they let her on. And I thought it was so cool. Like at the time, I thought that was very cool.
I love that.
Yeah. And I loved that Wonder Woman action figure. If you squeezed her legs, her arms would go up.
Please stop.
Her arms would go up and block the bullets. They'd go up into that pose. Amazing.
Okay.
So good. All right. So you guys both relatively recent.
Yeah.
I remember.
Like, I knew about her. I don't know.
It's like 17 years.
Like, yeah. Okay. I guess you're right. You're right.
Yeah, I knew about.
It's
her.
It's just a weird thing. It's almost like mimetic memory, genetic memory.
Is that what you mean?
What?
What
like
does
where like maybe I hadn't actually seen anything with Wonder Woman, but I had family who had, and it was just passed into my
like
DNA.
In the world.
It's just a weird thing as a kid. Like maybe you haven't seen a commercial for Frozen, but you see a poster for Frozen, suddenly you just know everything about Frozen. You know what I mean?
It's a weird phenomena you're describing.
No!
For the sake of moving along, I'm going to say yes.
Okay.
That I do know what you mean.
I knew who Wonder Woman was.
Okay, you knew who Wonder Woman, but you weren't like into Wonder Woman.
No.
Yeah, okay, so that's how I was.
Okay. See, I always have been.
Mm-hmm.
So I
You
guess
always
that's
seem
why.
like you like the girls of things. Like
Oh, that's true. Like
Lois and
Supergirl and well, I kind of No, I guess that's true.
Yeah.
I guess that's
Leia.
true.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman's whole thing is just interesting. Like I always thought the lasso of truth was cool.
Yeah, let's get
She's
into it.
super strong, like Superman.
Are we just gonna list her powers now?
No, I'm just saying
Okay.
those are the things that I always thought were super cool
Okay.
about it.
Yeah.
So, do you want to? Should we stick with media for a minute and talk about the other
Okay.
movies and things?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, Batman v Superman is the most recent.
Yeah.
And we don't have to talk about that movie much, but I've got to say, like every time she was on the screen, I was interested in that movie.
So
And that's about the only time.
the end of the movie when she's on screen.
Yeah. Well, then when she shows
Like when you say
up-
every time. Well.
Yeah, but when she's like at the party with Bruce Wayne and she's just enigmatic and he following her around and
Yeah.
stuff,
My
she just
favorite
has
part is
a presence.
when
What?
she's sitting at a laptop and
Yeah.
clicking through videos. That's
Yes, I know. Batman v
that is
Superman
really
is a
good.
terrible movie.
It is a terrible
I
movie.
thought you were going to be serious and
It's just,
say,
I guess I've gotten tired of people saying every time Wonder Woman's on screen, it's like, there's one time, it's a prolonged scene,
Well, I guess it's
and it
just so
does not make that
impactful.
movie
I mean,
good.
the
Yes.
difference-
no, it doesn't make the
The
movie
difference
good.
in level, because it's like the most appallingly horrifying movie that has ever
Yeah.
existed.
Oh,
and then
boy.
when she's on, it's like you never
Yeah.
want to stop watching it.
Yeah,
so it's
you
just
know.
this stark difference.
Yeah, the contrast between her and like Superman in that movie, I just don't feel like he's playing Superman. I feel like he's playing like red kryptonite whiny.
Wait.
version of Superman.
Superman was in that movie?
Yeah, a little bit. He did a cameo, but you
Oh,
have, like,
I just stopped reading after Batman v.
Yeah,
And
that's
I
it.
fall asleep.
Sure,
I'm
the
like, this
rest
is already
of the world
boring.
Did. But Superman doesn't feel like Superman to
Yeah.
me. Like he hardly even feels like a bad Superman. It feels like a different character.
Right.
And then Wonder Woman shows up and just like nails it. She just
Yeah.
is Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Is a great version of Wonder Woman in a sea of crap, to be
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
But she's so good. That moment where Doomsday knocks her over.
Oh, yeah.
And she's like, okay, all right,
Let's
we're
do
gonna
this.
do this
Yeah.
now.
Doom-
She just is
Doomsday
so
being the
strong,
alien
you know?
genetic weapon sent from space in the
Yeah.
early 90s
Yeah.
to fight the
Oh, don't-
superhero character.
Don't you mean
Superman?
a weird clone of General
No,
Zod
okay,
and
it's so
Lex
gross.
Luthor's?
All right, I want to stop talking about Batman v
Let's never
Superman.
talk about it again.
This
Let's
is
never
a
talk about it
celebration,
again.
not a
That's right.
memoriam.
Well, I think the Linda Carter show is probably the one that sticks in people's mind the most. Only on for 3 seasons.
Yeah.
First season is all World War II, and then they jump to the swinging 70s.
As somebody who got into superheroes and comic books, like, in his teenage years, in the 2000s,
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of, like, I'm trying to think of the word. I don't have a lot of patience with people who only harken back to the 70s shows like The Incredible Hulk
Right.
and Linda Carter. I'm like, there's just more, and those shows barely get any of the surface. They just kind of get the name and maybe power set.
Yeah,
and
I
then
think that's more true of the Hulk than the Linda Carter
really.
Wonder Woman.
I guess I haven't seen it enough. I just assumed it's.
I don't think, I think like I love classic like retro TV. I don't know if you guys are aware of this about me, but
news.
I do. So like the pacing and everything I'm comfortable with. And so, the Wonder Woman show.
You're quite an old man.
Whereas Hulk is more like just the fugitive starring the Hulk occasionally.
Right. Okay.
Wonder Woman more feels like a Wonder Woman show to me.
Really?
But, I
How many
think
times
that-
is she on Themyscira in the Wonder Woman TV show?
Oh boy, is it anything but the first episode?
Yeah, she goes back. There's whole scenes with Wonder Girl, and like she goes back.
I guess I'm already blown away that Themyscira even made it.
Oh yeah, Hippolyta's in it, and
yeah, she had a really good like origin.
Yeah, you see the whole thing. Yeah, what doesn't touch it? Hilary and I just recently watched right before they did the Linda Carter pilot. They did a pilot with Kathy Lee Crosby as Wonder Woman,
which I liked.
Yeah, it's very like 70s, more on the Denny O'Neil depowered Wonder Woman kind of vibe.
She's not Wonder
She
Woman.
doesn't seem to have superpowers.
Or any.
And people are just like, oh, look, it's Wonder Woman, like regardless of what she's wearing. But it was
blonde.
a fun. She's blonde. Yeah, it was a fun 70s alternate take.
I guess.
I'm glad they didn't run with it. But
Okay.
that was kind of fun.
Yeah.
And then
The
of course,
Jimmy
Super Friends
Bond
we
of
discussed.
Wonder Woman.
Yeah,
So.
exactly. And she's great in Justice League Unlimited. It's a great Wonder Woman. Great voice.
Talking about the cartoon.
Oh, we've just switched now to the different shows.
Yeah, well,
really abrupt.
I'm
yes,
sorry.
the
I was
show.
just thinking about the
show
different
was
things.
great. They don't really do well by her origin. They kind of have to. The pilot of the series, the 3-parter, has her on Themyscira and she leaves. But her lasso doesn't have the power of truth.
Yeah.
Because that's nerdy.
Yeah. They bring it in later. Bruce Timm, who talked about it, he mentioned they had to rush it to get her in to the Justice League, and he was never really like happy with it.
Okay.
But outside of the origin, the rest of it was really good. They'd have like very cool Wonder Woman centric episodes where she fought Max Lord? No, not Max Lord.
Maxie Zeus.
I mean Max Lord was in it. Vandal Savage was there
okay.
in the one
You're right.
2-parter. She had to fight some rogue Themyscirians, Amazons, a few times. So it's always cool.
Yeah, I think Super Friends paved the way for a lot of things, including Justice League.
There-
And that came about because the Brady Bunch had an animated show. Wonder Woman was a guest star, and people like freaked out and were so excited about it. They were like, "Oh, we should probably do a superhero show."
There's a pretty good episode. I think it's called Grudge Match, where Black Canary and Huntress have to find out why certain superheroines are disappearing, and it's because Roulette, who's a supervillain, has been mind controlling them to fight in her superhero fighting ring, and it keeps leveling up. Like soon they have to fight Vixen, and like, oh no, this is tough, and then they have to fight Hawk Girl, and like, oh no, this is as strong as it get, and then it's like, and now Wonder Woman, and she's just there, and everyone's like, oh crap. so
yeah, I
good.
think that show does right by her as far as like once she's in action, she's a good Wonder Woman.
What's the one where she's like a secretary?
The show?
No, to like the Justice League or whatever.
Oh, well, Justice Society, the old comics. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Hey, Wonder Woman's here.
Yeah.
Take notes.
Yeah, well, she was like, she was huge on her own, in her own book, and so they brought her into the Justice Society and like made her the secretary of the Justice Society, and she often wouldn't even go on the missions.
That's cool.
She would just kind of like stay home.
Yeah.
So
I'd like to help you fight Brainiac.
It was kind of a
but these things aren't going to proofread themselves.
one step forward, 2 steps back kind of situation for Wonder Woman. But all right, well, let's talk Wonder Woman's stories.
While she was typing, did she constantly like beseech the gods?
Yeah, she
like
was.
Zeus, give me strength.
Yeah. Mighty Hera, please help me spell check this quickly. Yeah, that was her whole thing. Let's talk Wonder Woman's
this is
stories.
a run-on sentence. Sorry.
No, that's all right. I loved it.
Let's talk comic book series. Is
Yeah.
that what you said?
Yeah. Well, I think probably the one that I've read the most, and Hilary, I think probably the same for you, would be Wonder Woman: A Word Adventure by Donald Lemke.
What?
Our son's very favorite Wonder Woman.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I have that memorized.
I think he is our son's favorite superhero.
Wonder Woman?
Yeah.
You said he, but
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
she
she is
definitely
his
is.
favorite. Yeah. So that's fun.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we talk for a minute about the Who is Wonder Woman arc? Because what is that? What event is that right after, Eric?
That is right after Infinite Crisis.
Infinite Crisis. Okay.
Yeah.
So we have there a Wonder Woman who is not Diana. Right? We have like Donna Troy as Wonder Woman.
Donna
for a while.
Troy.
I really liked those 2 issues. And I know we've made fun of the Jodie Picoult, volumes.
Oh, okay.
Picoult run. But when I went back and looked at my reviews, I actually had rated it high. It was like, I don't get why people
so
are down on
boring.
this story.
It was just messy. I remember there being a love interest, and it's like, this guy's a loser. It's just one of these things where you get a writer from the outside and they're like, I've got a really interesting take, and it's just not. It's just I remember it showing not a lot of respect for the medium itself. and maybe the character's history, and it ended on a cliffhanger, and she was so proud of herself. I read the foreword in the graphic novel. Jodi Picoult was so proud of herself for leaving it on a cliffhanger, like she had just found this new way to change comic books. She's like, oh, what a way to end the story. I'm like, it's comic books. Yeah. Every issue is a to be continued.
Well, I think, okay, so the 2 volumes that start this, Who is Wonder Woman and Love and Murder, both sort of get derailed by Amazon's attack. That big, like, broad. Have you read Amazon's attack, Eric?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's just kind of a mess.
It's messy. It comes out of nowhere because it came from another miniseries, I think. The Who is Wonder Woman is really cool because for a while, you're not. I mean, I think we learned pretty quick it's Donna Troy.
Oh, yeah. I
mean, and anyone who's read but the first couple issues, they have a bunch of villains come out, and you don't think like, oh, who's a Wonder Woman villain? But he has like 5 or 6 villains right there, and the art is by I think it's Terry Dodson is the art, and it's just like a very colorful, fun 6 issues of that's like full of action. Wonder Woman herself, Diana, does show up, and it's kind of like a really fun, just like standalone thing that then gets derailed by Jodi Picoult and Amazon's attack.
Yeah, and then Gail Simone takes over after that, and I love her stuff, but I've never read past Amazon's attack because it was such a mess.
Yeah. So Gail Simone's run is fine. Yeah. I don't think I was ever really blown away. I think one of them I gave them 4 stars, but the rest were like 3-star, just kind of like average. Nothing like if you like Gail Simone's like humor and satire and her like attitude in her writing from like Birds of Prey and Secret Six, it's not in her Wonder Woman run, but they're still fun and they go on for a while. There's like 4 or 5 volumes and they're a continuous run, so there's no like this miniseries derails it. There's no Amazon attacks problems in it. They're just fine.
I don't think that there's ever been a Wonder Woman run that I followed for more than a couple of volumes. They
don't really last more than a couple of volumes. You've got who wrote it? The George Perez stuff from the 80s. That was really good, but if you read the graphics, it's only 4 volumes long. But
see, those to me go like too deep into the mythology.
That's why I liked them.
Okay.
I like when Wonder Woman gets very Greek mythology, like into the mythology, and she's dealing with the gods and stuff because I like Greek mythology.
Okay.
So like that's something that I think is very unique about her, that she can do that stuff.
You must be a fan of the George Perez run then.
I did like it.
Okay.
It was the first one I read, The Gods and Monsters, and I thought Gods and Monsters was really good. And if you keep reading those, I think you get to the John Byrne stuff where her and Superman fight. They're just interesting. But I know if you don't like Greek mythology, if you don't want to see her in a labyrinth fighting the Minotaur, then that's not your thing.
Yeah, I think I read all the Perez and I got into the John Byrne stuff, and I don't know. I just was never really like buying into it. So
it was a pretty big deal for her in the 80s, though I can never like figure out why, but everybody talks like, oh, they finally brought her back. I'm like, I don't know where she was. I think before 87, before Crisis on Infinite Earths, she was the depowered Danny O'Neill stuff. And
that's
then maybe she
70s. I mean, that's...
So I'm not sure. I guess I just don't know.
I think she just, at that point, was just on the team. I don't think she was really ever a spotlighted character until George Perez drew her out. Do you like the mythology stuff, Hilary?
I was just going to say that I feel like it is the unique thing that she brings to the table, and I like when they use it. I don't think I prefer it when she just is off in her own world doing it.
Yeah.
It seems like when they have her world spill into our world and she has to help deal with that, I feel like that's kind of where the sweet spot is.
I would agree with that. I like a good balance of it. Do you want to talk about New 52 for a minute?
Yeah.
Because I know that was I read the first couple of volumes. Hilary, I don't think you have.
I don't know.
They're very... I don't know. They stand apart. It's completely
Wonder
separate.
Woman Volume 1 Blood by Brian Azzarello, who hasn't written anything that I've ever liked outside of this.
Just that Wonder Woman run.
Yeah. It's 6 volumes that he does this run, and then it's over. Mm-hmm. And it reads like a Vertigo series comic, which means that it's just kind of weird. It takes bizarre takes on certain characters. It's not connected to the other DC superheroes. If this was the only thing you've ever read of Wonder Woman, you might not even know that she's friends with Superman.
Yeah.
you know, you could change the name and it would be a different kind of like indie mythological horror run.
Yeah.
And I didn't like it at first. The first volume I didn't like at all. But then the second volume, it like clicked with me. And not just realizing that it was like, that I should be reading it as like a Vertigo title almost, but
you've just got to go all in that series.
Yes.
You know, I mean,
well, there's interesting takes on like Poseidon is like a giant whale. Hades is a kid, but melting candles all over his face. It's just like a weird takes on these, but it's really cool. And Wonder Woman herself is actually really interesting. You know, she's prone to fight to the death, but you know that's always her like second option. She fulfills her promises. She's very protective. But the other thing is she's just like, she's a little bit too violent in this, that if you read the New 52 Wonder Woman solo stuff, then you read her in like Justice League, they don't really connect.
No, they don't gel at all.
And Superman I don't think would be dating the standalone series Wonder Woman.
No, I don't think you would either. But
you'd be like, wow, you sure have removed a lot of heads today, Wonder Woman.
Let's talk about that for a minute.
You snap a lot of necks, Superman.
I don't mind Superman and Wonder Woman being like a couple.
Barf.
Oh my gosh.
I hate it so much.
Can we move on?
When I was a kid, I always I wanted Superman and Wonder Woman team
No,
up.
it's just one of those things where you're like,
it as a kid and thinking it's a reasonable thing to do.
It's one of those things where you're like, oh, it makes sense because they have the same powers. That's not enough to sustain a relationship.
Well, I guess I just thought it was interesting to explore, like Superman having someone on that level because they just never do it.
It made sense to me when all I knew was that Wonder Woman was super strong and could fly, just like Superman. But then I learned about her. I'm like, oh, she uses a sword, you know, and she's completely different, and she wouldn't be attracted to Superman.
Yeah, I'm more interested in
I suppose
like
that's
if you're
true.
gonna have them together, I'm more interested in like a colleague thing, maybe like friends. Like, isn't it weird that we're super powered, no one else is?
To me, it's like
romance. I don't get.
It's pretty dull. It's a dull. It's a dull option.
I mean, I think you guys are holding the popular view. I kind of. I liked that it was explored. I'm glad that it's over, but I like that it was
her
explored.
and Aquaman, in my mind, would have more in common.
That's true.
Her and, I mean,
they do a lot of. Well, her and Aquaman was definitely a wink, wink on Super Friends, but her and Batman have a little bit.
In the old Justice League cartoon, wink, there was always this flirting.
Yeah,
and I mean that was something that was fun to see the flirting, but it was something that was never going to happen because Batman is so self-destructive.
Right.
But that makes more sense to me than say like Superman, especially the Justice League Superman from the cartoon. But I don't know. I just don't see her having anything to talk about with like a boy from Kansas.
All right.
Who likes reporting.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I guess, I see what you're saying. I still was interested in it.
Just their alien nature, I guess. Yeah.
All right. So. Before we get even more modern than that, I want to talk for a minute about the scandalous Denny O'Neil run in the 70s where she's depowered.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So there's 4 volumes of this collected.
Yeah.
And it's basically she walks away from Paradise Island and like her whole role as princess and gives up her powers and is just like basically a super spy, secret agent, Avengers M appeal type character.
Okay.
And I really like the run. Like I'm glad that it didn't stay permanent, but I thought it was really interesting.
Well, it got
no.
I guess how about instead of depowering the only powerful female superhero, you introduce another interesting super spy female character.
I'm going to have to list off all the other interesting female superheroes right now.
No, please don't. Please don't.
No, but Hilary has the view of basically the world. Everybody at that time, because Denny O'Neil was talking about it in a documentary I watched, and he was his goal was to show that it wasn't her powers that made her, super cool and strong. She could still be she's still a great superhero. But I think that's something for 6 issues, or even just a single issue back then. But to make it run as long, and then the media picked up on it, and feminists and fans just got really mad at it. Because it's you've depowered the most popular superhero. And Denny O'Neil has come back and said, I get it now. I was trying to do something, but it wasn't what you wanted.
Yeah.
And it might have had the opposite effect.
I'm glad that it didn't stick. But I thought, and to be fair, he did almost the same thing to Superman. This was the same time that Superman was greatly depowered. He was grounding them both.
But if you were into Superman,
if
you were into superheroes and they depowered Superman, you could just go to the 20,000 other superheroes to read. Like, well, all right, Spider-Man still has his powers, but if you're reading Wonder Woman because she's the only female superhero with her comic, she loses her powers. You don't really. You can then read Batgirl, but she also doesn't have any. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I guess it's an interesting footnote. I liked reading the run. Yeah. Especially I liked reading the run knowing that it was just a temporary thing. I suppose at the time people thought, I guess this is it
They thought Superman was really, really dead in the 90s. Yeah. So it's just kind of like, at the time, no one could probably see it changing.
Reversing. Well, it was a huge, huge change. Yeah. I mean,
and that was still,
point, the character had stayed the same.
If it's
for
the 70s,
40 years,
you got to think like the 70s. It's only been like 15 years since Stan Lee started making continuity a thing. Yeah. So the idea of being able to reboot or go back, I mean, that was probably strange again. And, they didn't think it, this is continuity. It has to last forever. Yeah. So, Spider-Man had 8 arms. Yeah. And then he lost them. So people should learn to chillax.
While we're sticking retro, I mean, Wonder Woman always had her thing with Steve Trevor. And there always was like, oh, Steve, I love you kind of thing. But if you look at like Lois Lane's series, the Lois Lane series, in its entirety, is just her scheming ways to get Superman to marry her. Yeah. Like Pulitzer Prize-winning reporter Lois Lane spends the entire run of that series, with some exceptions, trying to think of ways to trick Superman into being her super husband. Yeah. Whereas Wonder Woman was like having like real standalone adventures on a grand scale. Yeah. And I just always really liked that.
Well, I don't think her creator was super into marriage itself.
No, I don't think so. No,
her creator was more into sexual experimentation with everything. Actually, he would be a big fan of the 50 Shades of Grey's book.
Probably.
So
probably.
He's an interesting man. It's an interesting origin for the one of the.
Well, he gave us a great character.
The most iconic female characters in the world to come from that strange psychologist.
True. Well, while we're talking about origins, let's talk about Wonder Woman's origins, because in the last 12 months, we've had 3 separate retellings of the origin. We have Grant Morrison's Wonder Woman Earth 1. We have, what is that one we just? Greg Rucka's Year 1. And then we have True Amazon that I was mentioning earlier by Jill Thompson.
Plus Wonder Woman the movie.
Plus Wonder Woman the movie. Yeah. I mean, all in the same year we're talking about this origin. They're all decidedly different takes. Yeah. Well, have you read these?
I read Earth 1.
Just Earth 1.
Okay. Her origin, I think, is pretty heavy in Gods and Mortals, the first George Perez stuff, because she had died during Crisis of Infinite Earths, I think. Yeah. So they had to reboot everything. So I'm pretty sure there was an origin story in there, and there was an origin story for the New 52. So yeah.
I just, it's odd that they would retell the origin 3 times in a year plus the movie.
DC origins outside of Batman seem pretty malleable, but really the only part about Batman's story is his parents just have to get shot.
Okay, well let's talk Earth 1 for a minute. You read this a long time ago. Do you remember?
I don't really remember.
Okay,
I liked it.
Do you? I'm going to make the bold statement that Earth 1 is my favorite Wonder Woman story.
Oh my gosh!
You don't like it?
No.
What's distinct about it?
Well, I mean the premise of it is interesting. She basically steals she wins the invisible jet and uses it to go into man's world to save Steve. So she's not sent. And so then the series is set up to be her trial, basically. They catch her on Earth and she demands a trial, so they bring her back, and that's what it is. And I don't know, something about the relationships, the interaction, her relationship with Steve, I think is unique and makes a lot of sense, why he sides with them. Steve's African American in that one, and he talks about in dealing with the Amazons, because they're talking about their past and being enslaved and all that, and he talks about how he can relate to that with his own ancestors, and so he kind of has a connection with them on that. And I just thought it was an interesting.
There's a really obnoxious character who's yeah, but it's different. No, I don't.
I just thought there was an interesting.
That's
take
Barbara
on it,
of the Amazons.
Yeah, and they do a lot of they pull a lot of classic things, the kangaroo, for example, is in Earth 1. And Etta, who's sort of present throughout all the versions of Wonder Woman, they give her a look like her initial introduction in the newspaper strips. So they do a lot with the history of Wonder Woman, modernize it. And I guess they just they make the origin a little bit more purposeful. So I don't know. It just really worked for me. I reread it last night in preparation for this, just making sure I really did like it, and I do. Yeah. I love it. I think it's great.
Greg Rucka used to write Woman to Woman before.
Yeah.
The Land of the Dead and the Eyes of the Gorgon.
I haven't.
Those are pretty good.
Have you?
Yeah, I liked them.
Why didn't you like Earth One?
I guess it was just fine. It was either not different enough, or I guess it wasn't too different. It was just kind of standard. Grant Morrison,
I love the look
himself
of
in the interview is like, "I'm gonna make it so different. You're not gonna know which way you're standing and all this." And then you read it, and you're like, "Oh, so you just
say that?
You just made a Wonder Woman story that everyone has read before." It's just, I guess I thought it was gonna be new and different.
I thought it stood out to me as unique enough to, merit its existence. So I liked it.
I give it 2 cheetahs out of 5.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, cheetah. Oh, cheetah. All right, let's talk about True Amazon for a minute.
I don't know what this is.
Eric, you haven't read this one.
No.
We talked about this when it came out. It was a standalone graphic novel. Came out just about the same time as Grant Morrison's Earth One.
Okay.
So Hilary just read it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You liked it.
I loved it. I thought it was really, really interesting.
So I guess the difference with this is it's called True Amazon, and I think they try to make it a lot more in line with that sort of mythology, wouldn't you say?
By Jill Thompson?
Yeah, by Jill
That's
Thompson.
the one, yeah.
Yeah, it feels to me a lot more authentic to like a Greek mythology type story because she's.
I agree. Yeah.
Because she's flawed.
Oh, it's fully painted.
A lot of what like launches. Oh, really?
That's what this says.
Yeah, it's paintings.
Okay, I guess maybe that's a comic thing I don't understand.
Oh, okay.
Anyway.
Oh, okay. Keep going.
Yeah, it's just interesting because a lot of like what launches her into the world isn't her regalness and like how wonderful she is. It's like her hubris and folly, and then she ends up going on this journey. It just feels very.
Yeah, no Steve Trevor. Like that's not a part of it at all.
Steve Trevor isn't in it at all.
I guess
he doesn't.
I don't care about Steve Trevor.
No, it's not that I care about Steve Trevor. I wasn't a big fan of this one just because it is a lot of kind of a spoiled, bratty, unlikable Wonder Woman.
Yeah, which isn't fun to watch, but I thought still was very interesting to see how she got there.
Yeah. I mean, it does. That is definitely a unique take on it. I mean, that is completely different. If that's what Grant Morrison set out to do, he failed. But Jill Thompson's take is I mean, the characters are familiar, but the settings, and
the differences are in the similarities.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was.
Totally different.
Sorry.
Do you like that best out of the Wonder Woman origin?
I don't think that I would use that as like her official origin.
Okay.
I just really liked it as like a take, just to like see.
I didn't like the art. Did you like it? I thought it was
great. I liked it. I thought it went with the tone. It's kind of like.
That's true.
I don't even know, but
that's true.
I wouldn't put it on my wall, but I thought it worked for what they were doing.
Well, the very most recent Wonder Woman anything that's come out is Wonder Woman Volume 2 by Greg Rucka, which is a year 1. So this is odd because odd-numbered issues were the ongoing story, even-numbered issues were the year 1, so they collected them separately. This didn't do anything for me.
Oh, I liked it a lot.
Did you?
I really, really did.
Why?
Yeah. I don't know. I liked how, like, you saw some of her origin on Themyscira, but then you see more of, like, her first, days or whatever in Earth, and I liked the relationships between her and Steve, which were just very light, but he was just super interested in her. And I really liked how they brought Minerva in as just human Minerva, regular, not cheetah crazy.
Right.
And she was interpreting.
Don't spoil it for me.
And I don't know. I just really liked it. I really liked it a lot.
I don't know.
She's my Minerva.
Are you going to read these?
Yeah, we ordered them for the library.
Nice. So you're planning on reading the Volume 1 and everything?
Yeah. Our Wonder Woman series has been really popular here.
Yeah,
we've got the New 52 one. We've got the Sensational one, which are...
those are like shorts.
Yeah.
Different authors.
Yes.
You read those.
And then we have something else. We've got the Earth one.
Yeah.
And now we've got these rebirths coming in.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I also like Justice by Alex Ross. And
I don't think I read that.
Yes, you have. I got it for you as a gift when you went into the hospital.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you meant Kingdom Come. I'm with you now. Justice, yes.
Oh, yeah, Kingdom Come's fine.
Yeah.
But Justice is fun.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's in that.
And that was a great painted.
Yes, Alex Ross is the master of his field. But yeah, there's some cool Wonder Woman stuff in there. At one point, she gets scratched by Cheetah, and she's turning back into clay. Ooh. So throughout the 12 issues, she's having to deal with the fact that she's slowly turning back into clay.
I have been hearing this made of clay thing, and it just like locked in my brain. And 3 of the origins I've listened to
it's
have her made out of
sometimes
sand.
Sand? That's stupid.
She goes to the beach and she makes it out of sand.
Sometimes she's made out of clay.
Deep enough to get to clay.
I don't know, man.
Yeah. In the animated one with Kerry Russell and Nathan Fillion, she is digging in the beach, but I think it's sand. I think it's clay. Maybe Themyscira's sand is more clay-like than
clay-based.
Yeah.
That's pretty solid. That animated Wonder Woman movie.
Yeah.
We have that
solid.
collection.
It's great.
Nobody wants to check it out.
Out of the animated DC movies, it's probably the one I've watched the most.
Mm-hmm.
I do not like the voice.
Oh. Well, I love it.
I had some trouble with the voice, just in places. We were talking about this earlier. She didn't really like modulate it at all. Like,
she has a very thin tone.
Yeah,
that's true.
There's a voice on this podcast that I have to deal with every week.
Your own?
No, yours.
Oh, me. Okay. Yeah. Well,
but I like it. Alfred Molina as Hades.
Yeah,
he's fun. He hams it up.
Well, and Nathan Fillion as Steve is a great. Yeah, it's a great cast.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I think it's funny.
It's pretty solid.
I mean, talking about decapitations, I'm pretty sure that's her go-to movie.
Seriously.
Everybody loses their head in that.
Gasped at the
you did. Yeah, you did.
But Hippolyta's in there. Artemis is Rosario Dawson. Yeah. Rosario Dawson?
Yeah. I always say Rosario.
I think it's
Rosario. It's Rosario Dawson. So that's a pretty solid, 72 minutes of Wonder Woman origin / action.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it goes crazy zombie fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then suddenly,
sort of unexpected.
I guess I don't know where Washington, D.C. is, or maybe the DC people don't know.
Yeah.
Because at the end, Amazon show up in all their ships to the shore of Washington, D.C. So unless they magically... It's a weird
They're
thing.
in some little channel that they made their way.
Yeah.
I've read one Wonder Woman novel, I should mention. Wonder Woman Mythos by Carol Leigh.
You should mention that.
It's decent.
Yeah.
That was decent. There's not a lot of Wonder Woman novels.
Okay.
They novelized the movie that we're talking about right now. I haven't read it.
The animated one?
There's a few, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
The animated one?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, there's that. They did a soundtrack for it and everything, and then it didn't really go anywhere.
I have the soundtrack.
Do you?
Well, I've got the end credits.
Oh, okay.
Because that's what I liked.
Yeah.
I had it on my iPod for a while,
music.
so I'd watch it on my iPod.
I love the new Wonder Woman theme too, from the Batman v Superman.
Yeah, it's fine.
I don't understand your disdain for it.
It's not a disdain for it. It's just it's cool, but they're just using please remember this was the cool thing you liked.
No,
it's just,
I think I've been missing from the new superhero movies that they don't keep the themes from movie to movie.
Some of them do.
Some of them do.
Captains do. Guardians of the Galaxy do. The Avengers do.
Okay. But you know what I mean. It's not. It used to be
be
all the Superman movies had that main theme throughout.
Well, John Williams is busy. Actually,
I
know,
but I mean, even the 2 Amazing Spider-Man movies, which we don't have to talk about, but from one to the next, there's no themes kept.
2 mediocre.
With X-Men, you only occasionally get a call back.
It's only when John Ottoman is back.
Yeah.
Doing so.
I just like that they're taking that from one and having it be into the other. Yeah. I like that. So I'm really excited.
X-Men 2. Days of Future Past, and Apocalypse. They all have the same.
Yeah.
Do.
Yeah.
So. Wait, that was kind of
Batman.
Yeah,
that was
for a second. Well, I didn't get the
Batman theme. So.
Yeah. All right, you do the rest of the podcast. Ridiculous. I'm going to try to remember how the X-Men theme goes.
Just plug your ear and try to listen to it. Well, before we close up, let's just talk about the character of Wonder Woman and why. Why do you think it's so Why do you think people like it so much?
Like her.
Yeah, the whole thing.
Were you just talking to Hillary?
No,
I don't know if it's my turn.
I'm just throwing it out. She's like a top tier character. And what is it that people are so drawn to about her, do you think?
Well, for one thing, I don't know how broad an appeal this has, but she's unapologetically female.
Well, she's quite an appealing broad, if you ask me. Sorry, Hillary. I'm sorry. Sorry, everybody.
She's very female, you're saying.
Yeah. She's a woman.
Yeah.
And growing up with the Amazons, they're feminine and powerful.
Yeah.
And that's just an unusual thing to see in the media.
Yeah, I suppose that's true.
Yeah. I try to present that every week.
Feminine and powerful?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You do a good job.
For my personal take.
Hey, you're halfway there, buddy.
Thanks, man.
So.
Yeah.
All right.
I think she's been there since day.
Yeah,
it was much. Superman, Batman, and then Wonder Woman. She's been there since day one.
It's just, I guess it's curious to me why it really seems to me like she's the only female superhero who's been able to stay neck and neck with Batman and Superman.
She transcends in a different way.
Yeah, it's right, and I don't know why.
Because she's iconic for one. She's she was there at the original Justice League.
Yeah,
and she was the only female one, and for a while she was the most powerful. The most powerful female superhero in the game. And so there was barely any competition for 20 years of her existence. And then when you think about Marvel characters, like they have a lot of great, strong female characters, but at the same time, nobody knew who Iron Man was before Iron Man the movie came out, and so they've just not had the same feel that Wonder Woman has had. You know, they didn't have. There was no. I guess she wasn't Captain Marvel, but there was no Captain Marvel show in the 70s for people to appeal to. You know, the X-Men cartoons were there, but like, you know, there wasn't any adult skewing thing for, you know, Invisible Woman and everything. So,
well, it seems like even the next couple on the list, I guess I would say Supergirl and Batgirl, are just their female equivalents of popular male
but
characters.
they've all made it into movies as well. And
yeah, they have. But Wonder Woman is just her own thing. She's not.
She doesn't derive from anything
she's
else.
not a branch off of a male
well,
character.
I think it's just kind of like Superman was the first superhero, you know, and so Wonder Woman was the first. Maybe there were others before her, but I mean, if there were, we're not talking about them.
She definitely is the first, like, with her own title.
Yeah.
You know, like marquee kind of a thing.
So I think it's just.
And she spawned a million copycats, but they just didn't last. You know,
I think
they didn't have the appeal.
That's a big deal. I think just being first out of the gate for that is a big thing for her.
Well, and given her such a different background too, I think it's helpful. Like, I mean, like you said, she brings that different element.
But I think it was also that she's effective. Like, she's not just. It wasn't just like, oh, just give her like the power to go through a wall or something back, you know, when there were no female suit. I think if that was it, you know, she wouldn't be popular. I think it's that she was so powerful that it's hard to ignore it as well.
Yeah.
So.
She brings her power out like differently too, though. Like, she's got the strength of Superman, but Superman is earnest and like whatever, and Batman is calculating and a little dark, but Wonder Woman is just, I'm strong, here I am, I'm gonna do what I have to do. It's like each one of them has their own way of being strong.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right.
I mean also she's just part of like that Trinity, that Justice League Trinity. Like,
it's just interesting to me that she made it. It's not Superman, Batman, and Green Lantern, or Superman, Batman, Aquaman. You know, it's Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, which I just think is cool.
Yeah,
you know?
I think there's very like basic reasons why those three are more popular than the others. I think like a character like Green Lantern or even the Flash are a little bit more complicated. Like, her powers are just very base. You know, like super strength and flight. Those are just like very simple to understand. There's no explanation. You just say she's super strong, and you can just explain that to anybody on the street and they get it. Whereas like Green Lantern, you're like, he has a ring, he works with these Guardians, he's from space.
Yeah, he's a space cop.
His power is will, but he's weak to yellow. It's just kind of like, what?
Yeah.
But you're just like,
a lot.
Yeah.
All right, well, final question. Wonder Woman flying, yay or nay?
No. I don't like it.
I'm going to go
It
nay.
seems gratuitous to me.
Yeah, it's one. It's
guess
like
I
one
like
too
it.
many. You do like it?
Yeah.
I don't see why she needs it.
I feel like it makes her too much like Superman.
Yeah, it does.
I guess
I like when she has the sandals that make her fly.
Oh.
You know, because that works with like the whole Greek thing.
Yeah,
but
that's cool.
I guess when she's not flying, I always assume that she, like when they have a Wonder Woman who can't fly, I just assume she can and she's not.
she's choosing that.
Yeah, so I guess for me, I mean, again, I watched the Justice League cartoon and they gave her flight.
Okay.
So I guess it just makes sense for me.
Yeah.
I don't know why it makes sense because none of the other Amazons can fly.
Yeah.
So.
Right.
But
Yeah,
she's
that's
different.
kinda
She's
weird.
made of clay.
She is.
So.
Okay.
Well, she's like gifted by the gods in a different way.
That's true.
Yeah.
She has
I think it works. For
like
that.
Shazam.
I just don't like it.
Yeah.
Number 4 of the Holy Trinity. Of,
Yeah, sure, of course,
Yeah.
of course. Well, the movie opens, the 2nd, right? Friday the 2nd?
Yeah, boys. Warner Brothers
We've
paying
got
you right now?
Yeah, they are. We've got a great Wonder Woman display in the main reading room, comics, movies, a little bit of music, lots of good stuff down there. So stop in and check that out.
You know who else is a Wonder Woman?
Who?
Moms.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
I would like to
Wow.
to just
Oh
give
my
a shout out to everyday Wonder Womans like moms,
Yeah. Thank you
Lunch
for
ladies.
undermining our whole...
Yeah.
All right.
doctors.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
you
I don't know.
go.
Well, lunch ladies,
All
that's
right.
an unforgiving job.
Yeah, that's true. It's true.
It's
all right.
painful.
Well, Eric always gets very hurt when I thank our guest, and I don't thank him. So let me just say, Eric,
Yes.
thanks for doing what you do every week.
Oh, hey.
Also, I want to thank our special guest, Hilary Gunning.
Just as a side note.
Why
Yeah.
is she the special guest?
I can't go down this road with you. Anyway,
All right.
thanks for joining us, Hilary. Thanks for talking about Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Come check out our Wonder Woman books, folks.
Are you telling? Oh, folks.
And let's talk library news. I've got some exciting stuff
Can Hillary leave first?
coming up. On June 7th, we have a lecture by Craig Breck.
About Wonder Woman?
Actually,
Oh,
it's about women in the Civil War. but it's thematically relevant, I think, to our topic.
Okay.
So Craig's talks are always entertaining. He always engages really well with the audience. Good audio-visual thing. So stop and check that out. That's 7 o'clock. That's sponsored by the Thelma Rogers Historical Society. We have the Genesee Valley Chorus. 2 chances to see their 1950s show. I love 50s music, so it should be a lot of fun.
Okay.
Friday the 2nd, and that's at 7 o'clock. And then Sunday the 4th, that's at 3 o'clock.
Okay.
So come join us for those things. Nice. Book clubs are currently reading All Our Yesterdays by Robert B. Parker and Whistling Through the Graveyard by Susan... Let me just check the book. Whistling Past the Graveyard by Susan Crandall, so you can join us for either of those.
Yeah.
Do we know what we're talking about next week?
No, but we're showing Monster Trucks.
Yes, we are.
June
Yes,
6th.
we are.
So come see Monster Trucks and then go see Wonder Woman.
Final after-school matinee
Yeah.
of the school year.
That's true.
So
yeah.
Summer reading program fast approaching, so join us for that.
So fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Polaris, she's a...
Oh,
female.
another. You keep listing those. I'm going to close the show.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. So tune in to episode 94 where we're going to talk about
Mastermind.
something.
The
All right. That's it. See you then.